There has been one player in the past few years that has gotten too much credit for his career. He has definitely made his mark on the NBA and has been a star for a majority of his career. However, fans of him put him in combos he doesn't belong in, devaluing his legacy. That player is Kyrie Irving, as he is one of the most overrated stars we have seen in a while. In today's video, I want to do an analysis of Kyrie's career and explain why he is overrated when comparing him to all-time greats of his generation. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's make something clear before we get this video started. Overrated does not mean bad. In no way, shape, or form am I calling Kyrie Irving a bad player or a terrible point guard. I honestly think that ever since he entered the league in 2011, he's been a borderline top 15 to 10 guard since then. The only names I would have over him in that time span are Curry, SGA, Harden, Luka, Westbrook, CP3, Damian Lillard, Ant, Clay, and maybe Cade, Brunson, and Hallie. Dwayne Wade and Kobe are obviously rated higher than Kyrie all time, but we're towards the end of their careers past 2011. You could put Brunson and Cade over Kyrie because they beat Tyler already and have done more as number one option, but I would still have Kyrie over them right now. Where the problem lies is when people start to overrate Kyrie and definitively put him over any name on this list. Kyrie has not done anything as a first option, and when he was the first option, he didn't reach much success. Kyrie was realistically only the first option in Boston from 2017 to 2019. Outside of that, he's been the second or third fiddle to a superstar. And credit to him, he has been a great second option. For example, look at the 2016 Cavs and the 2024 Mavs. However, when comparing him to other guards at their peak, we have to look at what he has done as a number one option and in their career as a whole. So when Kyrie was in Boston for 2 years, they got to the second seed and the fourth seed. Kyrie helped a young Celtics team to the second seed, but was unfortunately injured for their entire playoff run. In that playoff run, a rookie Tatum led Boston to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they eventually lost to the Cavs. The next year, they got to the fourth seed, after the expectations of them was much higher due to Kyrie coming back. They swept the Pacers in the first round, and they got beat in the second round by the Bucks in 5. In that series, Kyrie played terribly as he averaged less points than he did in the regular season, shot 39% from the field, 22% from 3, and a 13.4% turnover rate. Absolutely terrible for a first option. He also had a 90 offensive rating, which is lower than every starter on the Celtics. Even Brad Wanamaker in limited minutes had a substantially higher offensive rating than Kyrie, with 120 as a backup point guard. These 2 seasons are the only 2 seasons where he was the definitive first option on a team trying to contend. I won't count the early Cavs days, but there's a reason why. Once LeBron was there, they won a chip. After that, Kyrie joined the Nets and then became second fiddle again. Kyrie, since his time in the Celtics, has made 3 All-Star games and 1 All-NBA team. To his credit, he's a good second or third option in those years, leading the Mavs to the finals with Luka in 2024, and the Nets would go far without injuries though. However, in his career, ever since he left the Celtics, he hasn't done much in the 7 years he's left. But still, he gets massively overrated by his fans that want to put him above players that he doesn't belong over. I wanted to analyze Kyrie's case over some players that he's often put above when we're talking about the past 15 years. The first one is the most debatable, versus Dame. Off-rip, Dame has 4 more All-NBA selections and is the better scorer and shooter. He has led his team to multiple playoff runs where, in all fairness, he didn't win anything either, but he performed better than Kyrie as he has some of the most iconic playoff moments and shots of all time. I would say that Dame is the better playmaker by a bit, and defensively is a wash or Kyrie is better. Dame has proven to be more successful as a number one option than Kyrie ever has. If you want to bring up rings, that's a fair argument, but I would still take Dame as he's a better individual resume and is a better player overall, at least offensively. The next one is Chris Paul. This is insanely disrespectful to CP3. Have we forgotten how great of a player he was in his prime? First off, he has 8 more All-NBA selections and 3 more All-Star appearances. Outside of LeBron, he might be the best team floor raiser in the 21st century, as every team he joined got better and literally won more games. He brought the Hornets to relevance in his career as a baby franchise. He brought the Clippers back to relevance for the first time in decades and led them to brand new heights as a team. He was the final piece to the 2018 Rockets that took the greatest team ever assembled to 7 games. He led the Suns, who hadn't seen success since Nash, to the finals with D-Book, Aiden, and a bunch of role players. He helped the rebuilding OKC Thunder team reach the playoffs and mentored SGA into the player he is today. He even played a mentor role for Wemby in 1 year when he was there. As a number one option, he has done infinitely more than Kyrie in his career, as he helped elevate the rosters around him as the number one option, or in Houston as the number 2. That's not to mention he's a better playmaker by far and the better defender as well. Kyrie versus Chris Paul should not be a debate. CP3 is way better. Lastly, one that I see is pure rage bait. It's just him over SGA. I can leave it at SGA has more Defensive Player of the Year votes than Kyrie has MVP votes, but let's dive into it. In the past 4 years alone, SGA has more 30-point seasons, scoring titles, MVPs, final MVPs, and All-NBA teams than Kyrie has had in his entire career. He led his Thunder to back-to-back 1 seeds with historic heights and isn't slowing down anytime soon. Kyrie, as previously stated, has not come close to any of this as a number one option. I think this argument mainly stems from the narrative that Kyrie has a better bag than SGA, which I will talk about later, and the pure hate mob we have coming after SGA in the modern NBA. However, when you apply any type of logical thinking in a basketball context, really Kyrie is nowhere near the level of SGA. Kyrie is arguably a top 15 to 10 guard ever since he came into the league in 2011. Since 2011, only Steph Curry has had a better resume and been the better player than SGA in that same time span. That should be it. Lastly, I will talk about Ant and why I think people will call it recency bias when it is truth. Ant in his career as a first option has done more than Kyrie 6 years in. He has peaked higher as a player, been a better player performer, and has led his team to conference finals twice as well. Ant will quickly surpass the longevity accomplishments of Kyrie soon, and I do believe he's already better than Kyrie all time. Almost every single player I mentioned to be over Kyrie in this video, outside of Clay, has been considered a top 10 player or slightly outside top 10 player in their career. I don't even remember one year, maybe even 2018, 2019, where Kyrie is a top 10 player in the league. I think Kyrie's career gets romanticized when we look back at it, but in reality, he was a great second option for the majority of his career and failed as a number one option. He was not close to being a top 10 player in the league as well. The verdict is stop putting Kyrie in conversations he doesn't belong in. Just because he's more skilled doesn't mean he's a better offensive player. Just because he has a better bag or a better handle than some players on the list doesn't mean he's a better offensive player on this list. SGA is a perfect example. Kyrie is more skilled than SGA because he has a bigger bag. While that is true, in all honesty, he's marginally better. SGA's ability to get to his spot at any point in the court and contort his body and find angles to get a shot off takes an incredible amount of skill. To have that much offensive responsibility and defensive attention while not turning the ball over much takes a certain level of skill. I would say Kyrie has a deeper bag and better handles than CP3 and Damian Lillard. However, Paul's ability to manage offense and manipulate the game with his IQ and high-level passing makes him a better offensive player than Kyrie. Lillard's ability to be one of the best shooters and scorers as the number one option makes him a better player than Kyrie. Look, we haven't even gotten into all-time rankings where I see Kyrie being put over players like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, and Isaiah Thomas, which is ridiculous. Stop overrating him and putting him in conversations he doesn't belong in, and just appreciate his career as it is right now. Kyrie is one of the best guards of this generation and of the 2010s. He will always be remembered for his heroics in the 26 finals and his ability to elevate the Mavs as the second option in 2024. However, that's where it caps out. He's not a good first option, and just because he has a better or bigger bag doesn't automatically make him a better player than anyone on this list. Let me know if I got it right or wrong in the comments below, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe.